Hey Golden Gun, I was thinking about waiting until the morning to make this video. No hairballs on my lap. Don't do it. But I might as well do it now and then just not worry about it. Morality, civil union, gay marriage. Bleh. The only arguments against gay marriage are religious ones, so being that we have supposedly have a separation of church and state, such questions about imposing church doctrine as law is fundamentally flawed and shouldn't be considered any further than that. If a church doesn't want to allow a ceremony, then that's their business. But as far as the government is concerned, there should be no distinction between marriage, a heterosexual couple or a homosexual couple. Besides that, you were talking about the evolutionary benefit. You gave an example: 100% homosexual society wouldn't procreate. Yes, that is correct. But we do not live in a 100% homosexual society purely for that reason. Because it would succeed. Even homosexuality, you'd have to equate with any type of behavior that wouldn't procreate. So we're talking not only homosexuals, but we're talking asexuals, and we're also talking people that voluntarily choose chastity, like nuns and monks. You wouldn't think that behavior that would be conducive to volunteering to be a nun or a monk to not marry and not procreate, you would think that that would die off in time, and it's died off a little bit, but it's still around. We still have nuns, we still have monks. They're not having any kids. People become nuns and monks. But becoming a nun or a monk is clearly a choice, but it's still a demonstration of how non-procreative behavior can be passed down. As far as sexual desire, I would think that if homosexuality is biological in nature, as I am nearly 100% positive, because I know about the physical reactions that are love, that we're talking brain chemistry here, not only brain chemistry, but hormones throughout the body. And I don't know whether you know it or not, but men and women emit pheromones that you pick up through scent, and you're not aware of them, but they do affect your body chemistry, and then affect your behavior. So the reaction, the attraction to that I'm assuming that you have to the opposite sex is a physical reaction. It's not a mental reaction. So let's say if a man is physically attracted to another man, not only are there hormones involved, there are pheromones involved as well. So we're talking biochemical reaction here. This is entirely a physical process. There would be no choice involved. This is purely a physical reaction manifest by chemicals. So if there's no gay gene that's being passed down, there might be other explanations for how homosexuals arise, be it hormonal levels in utero or whatever. I'm not a biologist. I don't know for sure, but I do know, because I watch the Discovery Channel way too much, that physical attraction is precisely that. It's physical. There's chemicals involved here that control your behavior. There's no choice involved. Unfortunately, Christians have to say, and Jews too, but I think you have to get into the really, really orthodox Jews for them to have a problem with it, even though I think homosexuality as a sin is mentioned in the Torah. That would be the Old Testament to you. The religious have to consider homosexuality a choice, because if it isn't a choice, then it cannot be a sin. So what they're doing is they've already come to the conclusion, because of what the book says, homosexuality is a sin. That's the starting point. That's where they start. So they start homosexuality is a sin, then they work backwards. Well, if homosexuality is a sin, then it must be a choice. And instead, what the physical world would tell us is that homosexuality is a physical condition, therefore it's not a choice. So that means, oh, the Bible's incorrect. There's your conflict. Bible's correct, Bible's incorrect. Fighting. So, yeah, that's all it boils down to. Besides that, prejudice towards homosexuals has a lot to do with it. That's all learned behavior passed down through the culture. It doesn't make much sense to me, but yeah. And as far as it arising naturally, why would such a mechanism arise? Well, why do lemmings jump into the ocean to drown themselves? I suspect, though I'm not an expert on the subject, as you can clearly see. Nope, I don't look like a scientist. What do scientists look like? Well, anyway, I can tell you, I'm a blue-collar grunt. And I would suspect that homosexuality would be a natural form of population control. That's my own theory on the subject. But it is such a controversial topic, and I don't think enough research is actually being done on the sources of it. But I do. There have been a couple of studies. The more siblings that you have, the more children a couple has, the farther down the line, the youngest of the children actually get more testosterone in utero. I don't know why that is, but I don't know. I don't see any. I don't know. I don't know why that is, but it is. It could be a side effect. It could be an accident. So the more down the line you get, the more testosterone you get. There's been I'm not sure if there's a causal link, but there's a correlation between testosterone bombardment and homosexuality, both in men and in women. So if it's not genetic, it's natural. And what strikes me as funny is that those homeschooled families that you see on like the Learning Channel that have like 16, 18 kids. I mean, just statistically speaking, they're going to have some homosexual children, and they're so super religious. I mean, I feel sorry for those kids because they're going to be raised thinking that they're evil, and that's not healthy. Leads to bad behavior. Holy crap, almost 10 minutes? Man, maybe I should have waited until the morning instead of rambling on. I'm going to bed.